Hello everyone, I'm Bets Golden. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Rania channel. I want to show you how to make a shaker. This is one I've already done out of some really great chipboard pieces, and they actually come in kits. So what I'm using is from this company called Creative Embellishments. This is not a shaker kit, but it is some really cool chipboard that you can use for something else. Same with this. Here's another one from them. So these are not shaker kits. We're going to be diving into those in a moment, but I just wanted to share with you some really cute chipboard pieces that this company has out. I think on my next video, you're going to see something with that. And then, of course, the little fairies. So cute. Oh, and then I also have trucks because I am a truck junkie. There's 3 pieces in this. So what we're going to do today actually is a kit that has a shaker. You can make a shaker out of it, which is super cool. So each kit comes with 5 pieces. And the 5 pieces include your bottom piece, and then these 2 pieces. One of these, depending on how you want to use it, you will want to paint, and one of them you don't need to. And then a detailed piece, and then a piece of acrylic. So for the back, you can go ahead and paint it, or you can do what I did and just adhere a piece of pattern paper to it. That's actually what's in here, is a piece of pattern paper. So what you're going to do, I like to use rubber cement. I'm a former educator, and this is what I use in the classroom all the time. So I want my background to be this. So I'm going to flip it over, and in one direction, I'm going to put the rubber cement down. And by doing this technique, you will create a permanent bond, which is what you want. So I'm putting down the rubber cement, and I'm going in this direction. So on this one, I want to go in the opposite direction. So you're doing a covering on both of the substrates with the rubber cement. You're going to let it dry. Super important that for a permanent adhesive, you let it dry. You want it permanently stuck together. Okay, and the cool thing is too, you guys, as this dries, you can totally take the excess and rub it up with your finger, and it's like rubber. It's like rubber cement, right? All right, so I'm going to set that aside and let it dry. And then for these pieces, I want to go ahead and paint. So I'm going to set aside this because I don't need it, and this one because I don't need it painted. But I want to paint this in a yellow as well as a white. And I want the yellow to go on this, and then it to be done in a white trim. So I am just using some plaid paint in bright yellow. I'm going to shake it up just a little bit. And I'm just going to pounce it on this one with a brush. So I'm totally cool if there's a little bit of texture in there, whatnot. So I'm just pouncing it on like so. And really, at the end of the day, I don't even have to get the, I only have to get the inside of this because my outside is going to be covered with a pretty white trim. And since it is a chipboard, since I didn't gesso it, I probably would want to go in and do 2 layers of this, because the chipboard kind of does shine through, which is totally fine. So I'm just going to go over it another time, like so. And I'm going to leave that open just for a minute, go over here, work on the white, and then I'll do a second coat on it as well. And this is titanium white. This is by Folk Art, which is plaid as well. I use titanium white so much. Now for the shaker bits, we're going to use some Rania foil paper. Rania foil paper is absolutely beautiful for shakers because you can use your leftover scraps for it, and you can use punches. You can even use like a hole punch. If you don't have a punch, you can just pull out a hole punch and punch a whole bunch of little circles, and that makes a beautiful shaker. Okay, so I really like how that is. Clean off my brush. Since it is acrylic, I don't want this to set up or else it will ruin my brush. So I have a rinse well over here. And then let me see. I think the white on this is almost okay. Let's see here. So just going to go over it one more time like so. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then let me go ahead and show you how you're going to adhere the paper to that background chipboard piece. Super easy. And you guys, if you don't follow me on my website, on my YouTube, I'm Beth Golden, and I also have a YouTube channel, and I share projects like this as well as card making and more stuff to do through Neofoil paper, new product unboxing, things like that. I have a lot of fun over there. So make sure that after you get done watching this video, making sure that you like it, of course, and leaving any comments, that you go over and check out my videos and my my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and just subscribe to that as well. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside to dry because it's wet. And I'm just going to take a little bit of a surface cleaner right here and just clean this up as to not get paint all over my other project that I'm going to do. Sorry about the clanging. All right. Okay. So from here, I'm going to take this. This is dry, as is this, and I'm just going to place it upside down like so. Press it down. Then I just like to take my scissors and go totally around it and cut it out after I pop it on. And then I'll just take a filing board and just file the edges to make it all even. That to me is just the easiest, less time consuming, laziest way to do this project. And who isn't for, time saving techniques, right? Okay, so now I have my good old trusty file, and I just file down the edges. I make sure that I just go around all of it, and it totally takes off that excess paper. All right, now the fun part. Now we're going to put the shaker together, and I already have one prepared. All of this, again, is by that same company, Creative Embellishment. So I created one as a sample, which is the boot, and now I want to show you the cute little coffee maker. Okay, so this is a little coffee cup, and so what we're going to do is we're going to start off by just layering on our chipboard pieces. So you want to use a good liquid adhesive that has a fine tip on it and I have a little bit of glue stuck around the edges. So I'm just going to go over this. And again, I like the precision tip on this. And if it leaks out, it's okay because it's going to dry completely clear. Now, as you put your shaker bits in, if you're not careful, it might stick to the edges. I kind of like to have a couple randomly sticking to the edges. I think it just gives more personality to the piece, but some people do not. So it really is up to you on that. Okay, so this is our first layer. And I'm just going to take it and just lay it on like so. And that is that clear chipboard piece, okay? Then I'm going to take this layer and I'm going to layer on this piece on top like so. And then the fun part comes. And you only have to do the edges. You don't have to adhere those center detail pieces on this layer. You only have to worry about those edges. So now that piece goes like so. And now we get to do the fun part. Now we get to fill up our shaker, which is super cool. So what I'm using is I am actually using my leftover Renia pieces for this. And I have a couple stars that I've die cut out, but let me show you a couple different punches that you can use on your Renia foil paper to create shaker bits. This is a heart, and you could use something like this, or you could use this piece, which actually creates confetti. I have a ton of this I'm going to throw in there too. So that is super cool. And you can just, you don't even have to worry about having, even if you only have like an uneven piece of foil, you can slip that in there. Nobody's going to care if it's not perfectly square. In fact, it's more fun when it's not. Then I found this really cool bubble border. You can even create really cool different size circles with that. So think about what you have as far as punches go. If you don't have a punch, use a hole punch. Use a crocodile. Use something that is a little bit, you know, different. Think of it in a different way. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start to fill up my coffee cup. So I have some stars that I thought would be cute in here. Those are Renia foiled stars that I've cut out. And then I also have some of these confetti pieces that I created from the foil paper. So what I do is as I finish up a project, if I don't have enough foil for another project, I just take this punch and I just go boom, boom, boom. And then I put it in my bag. And then there we go. So there we go with that. And now I do want to put a little bit of something that has some plastic or metal or something, just because it will allow it to break up any static that might happen as these move around, if that makes any sense. It kind of grounds everything too. So I'm using this clear shaker from they're shaker bits from Queen & Co. All right. And you just want to make sure that you flatten it all out. And then, dun, 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 sometimes you luck out in life and you get really cute shaker bits. Usually Queen & Co. makes the best, but I found these on the Peachy Sheep website and I was like, oh my God, those are freaking adorable. So I want to throw in some of these. And I'm thinking, I don't want to do the fruit, but those little brown flowers, those are super cute. So let me throw those in. The more, the merrier, right? There we go. And so I'm just going to flatten that all out. Make sure it's nice and flat and that things can flow freely underneath the layer here. Make sure that there's nothing on any of my paper. I mean, on my chipboard. I want everything to be under. And then I'm going to attach my acrylic piece that comes in the pack, as well as this as a frame. Now, if you want there to be more depth, then you can actually skip painting this and layer on underneath of your coffee cup or your image. That's totally fine. All right, so from here, again, I only need to worry about this up here, only the outside edges. That's all I care about. Okay. And then I'm just going to layer on that acrylic piece. On top of that. And if it seeps out a little bit, not the end of the world, because it does dry clear. And then I'm going to layer on this piece on top of this to finish it off. So you definitely want to have one piece over your acrylic piece when you're doing kits like this, just because it's way cuter and it just finishes off. All right, and so there you go. And that is how you can create a chipboard shaker with creative embellishments and Renia foil paper. Isn't that cute? So cute. All right, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you check out my website, which is Bets Golden, as well as my YouTube channel. Until next time, happy crafting.